Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today in this video, I would like to continue my previous video entitled Marine Environmental Protections in the South China Sea, reframing the narrative from one of contestations to consensus building and cooperation. Countries who are signatories to UNCLOS shall ensure through proper conservation and management measures that the maintenance of the living resources in the exclusive economic zone, or EEZ, is not endangered by overexploitation. According to UNCLOS, such measures shall also be designed to maintain or restore populations or harvested species at levels which can produce the maximum sustainable yield, as qualified by relevant environmental and economic factors, including the economic needs of coastal fishing communities and the special requirement of developing states, and taking into account fishing patterns, the interdependence of stocks, and any general recommended international minimum standard, whether sub-regional, regional, or global. Further, UNCLOS provided the state shall endeavor directly or through an appropriate regional organization to coordinate the management, conservation, exploration, and exploitation of the living resource at the sea. Coordinate the implementation of their rights and duties with respect to the protections and preservations of the marine environment. Coordinate their scientific research policies and undertake where appropriate joint programs of scientific research in the area. Invite as appropriate other interested states or international organizations to cooperate with them in furtherance of the provisions of this article. The Permanent Court arbitral ruling the South China Sea and UNCLOS. In 2016, the applications of the provisions on marine environmental protection was made when the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague issued a ruling regarding the Philippines' complaint against China. On the harm of the marine environment, the arbitral tribunal ruled that China violated its obligation under UNCLOS to protect and preserve the marine environment when China dredged and built islands on 7 reefs, failed to prevent its fishermen from harvesting endangered species like sea turtles, corals, and giant clams in the spot list and scalp sold. According to the ruling, China failed to notify other coastal states regarding the massive reclamation on 7 geologic features in the South China Sea. Article 123 of UNCLOS requires coastal states in semi-enclosed seas to cooperate with each other in the exercise of their right and in the performance of their duties under this convention with respect to the protection and preservation of the marine environment. The arbitral tribunal also ruled that China caused permanent and irreparable harm to the coral reef ecosystem. China reclaimed on all the 7 atolls reefs it occupies in the spot list. China also dredged 10 other reefs for filling materials for the 7 reefs it reclaimed. It could take as long as 30 million years for the reefs of an atoll to form. The coral reefs in the spot list are where fish spawn, serving as the breeding ground of fish in the South China Sea. The coral reefs in the South China Sea comprise 34% of the world's total coral reefs, despite the South China Sea occupying only 2.5% of world's total ocean and sea surface. Coral reefs are the single most valuable ecosystem A hectare, about 2.5 acres of reef, can produce a potential value of about 350,000 US dollars a year. From 2014 until 2016, China deployed dozens of ditchers in these parklands. The rotating cutters of these ditchers pulverize the coral reef and the hard sediment on the seabed. The pulverized materials are sucked through a nozzle and siphoned through a pipe into the ship. The pulverized materials are then pushed by pressure through a floating pipe and deposited in the rim of the reef. This kills all the coral reefs in the atoll. According to Dr. John McManus, a marine biologist who has studied the marine life in the Sparkleys, China's reclamations are the most rapid permanent loss of coral reefs in human history. It's terrible to do this. Accordingly, China's claim harvesting destroy more coral reefs than China's dredging to build the 7 artificial islands. Climate change in South China Sea. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the ocean is a carbon sink that absorbs 30% of the anthropogenic carbon dioxide emitted into the atmosphere. The IPCC has highlighted in its 5th assessment report that climate change negatively impacts ocean health in terms of ocean warming, acidifications, sea level rise, and deoxygenation, putting marine biodiversity and fisheries at risk. Under a business as usual scenario, University of British Columbia researchers predict that the ocean species in the SES will decrease by up to 59% by 2045 due to climate change. In the last 3 decades, fish stock has decreased by a third, while coral reefs declined at a staggering rate of 16% in the last 10 years. China State Oceanic Administration report from the first oceanic research institution noted that because of ocean warming, acidification, and overfishing, coral reef systems in the SES are degrading rapidly. The SES is unavoidably a hotspot for climate change and a major concern for the international climate change regime. The default international legal instrument to address the overlapping claims in the SES in the UN is the UN Conventions on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS. UNCLOS incorporates environmental protection clauses for the marine environment. However, climate change is not originally within the contemplation of the said legal instrument. Hence, this is an area that Philippines and China can discuss further to address impact of climate change in the SES. To address the issue on climate change and take a proactive approach, Philippines and China, with concerned countries in SES, can pursue collaboration through the Ocean Pathway Initiatives. The Ocean Pathway Initiative supports the goals of the Paris Agreement by increasing the role of ocean consideration in the UN action involving the ocean. Considerations that all ASEAN member states and China are committed to achieving international climate policy goals. There is considerable opportunity to pursue joint regional climate policy formulation and action in SES. Notably, ASEAN has been instrumental in promoting cooperation and integration among its member countries on climate policy. So the time is up and the article will be continued to read on the next video. So bye bye, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!